Hello there, and welcome to the Marketing SOS Show. I'm your host, Eric Yee, and the purpose of the Marketing SOS Show is quite simple. It's for me to help you, or help listeners like you, in whatever way I can, in the realms of marketing and business. I want to take my experience and everything that I've gained and pass on the goodwill where people helped me out and helped point me in the right direction, and I want to do the same for you. If there is a burning marketing or business-related question that you would love some advice, a second opinion, or need someone to desperately help you out, drop me a line. It's eric@marketingsos.ca, and I can't wait to help you out with whatever it is that you're coming across. And speaking of helping people, on this episode, I got a question from Chris, who is looking to make a fundamental change in his career path. Now, I think it is kind of funny in terms of, from a young age, people are always asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? What are you going to do? And essentially this question is, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? What do you want to be? What work do you want to do until you retire? But I think these days, a lot of people are pivoting at some point in their careers, maybe changing industries completely, which is what Chris is looking to do here. And he's wondering whether or not he can shift from being a network technician, getting into content marketing. Definitely a huge shift for Chris there. But let's see what we can do to help him and hear more from him and his story right after this. So, Chris writes, "Hi Eric, I am a junior network technician working in an internet service provider company in Hong Kong for almost 4 years, but I found that technician and related stuffs are not my thing, so I would like to try other things. I found that content marketing is quite meaningful, especially blog writing, as the article you provide can add extra knowledge to audiences. If the right content matches the right people, you can drive more sales eventually. But I discover that it seems to be quite difficult for a beginner without a degree to start the career, as even a junior post requires a degree or relevant experience. So is there some way that a beginner can practice the skills that a content marketer needs?" Well, Chris, yes, there's definitely a ton of ways where you can practice what a beginning marketer needs, especially in content marketing, because with content marketing, the only barrier to entry is a computer with an internet connection. That's all you need to get started. And yes, it'd be great if you can write well, but even if you don't write well now, you can put in the work and the practice to become great at writing, or at least good enough to be hired somewhere and switch up your career. So I would say yes, you can likely land a decent job as a content marketing professional without a degree. However, you do need a solid body of work backing you up. You can't just shift over into it overnight. There are tons of resources out there for learning content marketing. Look at videos on YouTube. Visit copyblogger.com, try Udemy or lynda.com for paid courses. Now, I'm going to bring up Copyblogger again. That website has a lot of powerful material for you to absorb and try to put into practice. Now, while you're doing all that, start looking at how other companies do content marketing and dissect their blogs. Like, seriously, dissect them. This will get you so far ahead. Seriously, print them out and use a highlighter to look at structure, introductions, conclusions, personal anecdotes, etc. See what you can glean, look for patterns, and just break down how people write, and it's going to make you such a better writer in the long run. And then you got to start writing. Write some more, edit your stuff yourself, edit other people's work to learn how to be better. Like, take articles you see and edit them, don't actually solicit being an editor, and just keep practicing. Write for yourself, start a blog on a subject that you care about, and start writing, then refine your craft. From here, when you think you're ready, try to get freelancer content marketing jobs on Fiverr, Upwork, etc., and start building that body of work. Better yet, approach companies and pitch them. Explain your situation and that you want to create free content for them, ideally in exchange for a testimonial, review, or feedback on how to improve. Now you can pitch them, or you can write the content already and then present it to them for free. They may or may not take it, but again, you have another piece of content to add at this point, so you haven't really lost out on anything. You've written the piece, you've gotten better. Best case scenario, they print it. Worst case scenario, you post it to your blog and then it's in your portfolio. Spend a few months doing this and get a body of work behind you, and then start applying for jobs in content marketing. Look at jobs now and see what the requirements are. what skills they want, and start to teach those to yourself. And now I know you mentioned that a lot of these entry-level roles that you see require a college degree still apply anyways. I guarantee you that most people applying will not have a comprehensive portfolio behind them for these entry-level roles. So really put in the work, and regardless if you have that paper behind you, that degree, you might still get in somewhere. Especially if you're looking for content marketing in some of these remote technology companies. With your background as well, I think it'll be a shoo-in. So Chris, thank you so much for the question. And I think it really does go to show that some employers do value that degree and having that piece of paper. But really, when it comes down to it, as an employer, you really want someone that can do the work and do it well. So if you can outwork everybody else, you're going to go far. Now, I don't think that applies just to content marketing, dear listener, but for everything in life. Now, I know the American dream is work hard and build your life. But realistically, when you do work hard, and not just hard, but smart and focus on the right things and do them well and double down on them, it may not pay off immediately, but down the road, it does always pay off. Regardless of if it pays off directly or you're just better positioned in your skills and your background at that point to take that next jump or the next opportunity. So really focus on what you want to do and start doing it. Thank you, Chris, for writing in. Thank you, everyone, for listening and spending your time with me in your earbuds or on that speaker, wherever it is you're listening. And if you have a question for me, I'm happy to hear it, and I'd be happy to help you. It's eric@marketingsos.ca. I'm here for you. Drop me a line. And if you could be so kind, I would love a ratings and review in whatever podcast app or podcast player you're using. It would totally go a long way to help building the show and allow me to keep doing it for free for you and everyone else out there listening in the future. So thank you in advance for that. Thank you again for listening. And until next time, I'm Eric Yee, and we'll talk again soon.